What's up, YouTube? Capital G here. Got a really epic match for you guys to check out. This one is incredibly awesome. It is a doozy, and at one point in this duel, there's just going to be this colossal field full of dragons. They're all going to be fighting and negating each other. If you're like me, you're probably just going to lose track as to what the hell is even going on and who's going to win, but we'll get to that point, I promise. So anyways, I'm going to classify this as no tier Yu-Gi-Oh! I don't think that these decks are all that competitive. We have Spirals down at the bottom. I think Spirals are a good deck, but this is not a normal version of Spirals. You see that he has Reborn Tengu in here. It's kind of like a synchro based version of Spirals. And then at the top we have pure Speedroids. Well, no, this is actually a Wind Witch version of Speedroids. You can see he has, I'm gonna say that that's Glass Bell right there. Yeah, he has Glass and Ice in his opening, Glass and Snow. He has Glass and Snow in his opening hand, so it's kind of like a Wind synchro version of Speedroids. Rest in Pepperonis, the Speedroid Terratop, because it's at 1 now. I believe Norden is used in this duel, so, you know, don't be triggered, guys. By the time you guys see this video, Norden will obviously be banned. Let's go ahead and roll it. I think that Spirals are up first, and it's actually a TG version of Spirals. You guys see that he searched Werewolf. And he's just gonna make some actually really cool explosive plays right here with the Spirals. I think a lot of it has to do with Tengu, and he opened with Instant Fusion, which, you know, gets you Norden. He goes for Stardust Charge Warrior, and honestly, it was looking really good here. He draws a couple of cards from the Charge Warrior plus the TG Hyper Librarian, but it did kind of like fun. It really fizzed out. I was looking at it as it was developing, and I was kind of like, oh shit, we're going places. We got Charge Warrior, we got TG Hyper Librarian, and then he went into Castel, and I was like, what the fuck? I don't think that play made any sense. Like, bro, you can't afford a Tornado Dragon or something like that. If you were trying to make a rank 4 that had any like lockdown, shouldn't you have gone for at least Tornado Dragon in case your opponent played, like, I don't know, maybe a Diagram or a Field Spell or a Barrage or something like that? But hey, he goes for Castel, which I don't think was a good play, but whatever. Who am I? Your boy's going to open with Speedroid Terratop, and it seems like they're both playing Terratop. He goes into Clearwing Fast Dragon, which, man, they need to get this card in the TCG immediately. This card is, it basically just has a breakthrough skill built into it. So when TG Hyper Librarian tries to draw a card off of the Fast Dragon being summoned, Fast Dragon steps in and it says, hell no, bro, we're just going to negate that. So I believe Excel Synchron was played, and that just gets hit with Strike, but he's going to basically press through because he has Tengu, and even when Crystal Wing negates, he tries to do more stuff, and I kind of thought, I thought that he was going to be able to press through the Crystal Wing, but no, he just kind of puts everything in defense mode, and then that's the end of the duel. Now at this point, I was like, oh, okay, Resonant Sleeper, Speedroids are just going to run over this guy. He has, you know, he had Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon and Solemn. I was like, okay, duel's basically over, but it's not quite over. It's actually going to have a little bit of turnaround. So I believe this guy is going to make Herald of the Arc Light, which actually kind of surprised me. Reborn Tengu is going to come out. Now, at this point, hold on, let me just pause. I thought the duel was super over. I was like, okay, he already can't get over his Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon, so the duel is half over. And then on top of that, he makes Herald of the Arc Light to negate anything. I was like, this duel is like super over, even though I guess technically he could just attack over it with Tengu. When most players from most Yang Zing players make Herald of the Arc Light, they make it with Beyond, so you can't run it over. But anyways, I thought the duel was basically over until he top decked that Sticky Kaiju, and he was like, okay, we got this, Cap. You see how he immediately puts his monsters in attack mode? He gets his balls basically. He's like, Cap, I got this. And it's kind of crazy because after killing the Kumongus and going for Crystal Wing, Clearwing Synchro Dragon, look at the field and look how the dynamic of the match has actually changed. I was like, what the hell just happened? This guy had Crystal Wing and Herald of the Arc like 2 seconds ago, and clearly he was going to win the duel. Now he has a jumbled mess of a hand of a bunch of like one-eyed dice and a Snowbell that's pretty much useless. I was like, dude, are you actually gonna lose after having control of this duel for the entire time you had control of the duel? Now it looks like you're just getting wrecked. If somebody would have looked at the match at this point, they probably would have thought that you were getting destroyed the entire time. He is going to Solemn the Spiral Tough, but that doesn't really like solve his problem, honestly. His opponent still has Tengu, he still has Clearwing Synchro Dragon, he still has the Spiral Spiral Super Agent, but that card actually saved him. I think that's Speed Recovery, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, I didn't get a chance to look at it, but whatever. He gets his One-Eyed Dice, and now he's going to get his Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon, and I was like, okay, maybe he is going to win this duel after all. So Crystal Wing is going to attack into Clear Wing. Clear Wing tries to activate, and then he negates, but he's going even further than that. I think he's going to go for a Fast Dragon now. He goes for a Fast Dragon, and look at the duel again. The duel has just flip-flopped. Now, you guys obviously see that he has a Soul Charge in his hand. He can make a big board. Obviously, he won't be able to attack, but it's crazy because now if you looked at the board, you'd be like, yo, this guy has been dominating the game the entire time, but let's press him on. Every single turn, momentum changes in this duel. Now, Soul Charge being a very big card, he's able to get a Clear Wing Synchro Dragon, and he's able to get his Crystal Wing back. Yo, check out this board. This board is going to be so fucking stupid. There's already 4 big dragons on the field, but after getting Terratop again, I believe he's going to Synchro 2 more times. He gets a 3rd Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon on the board, and then I think he makes a, what's it called? Then he makes a Clear Wing Synchro Dragon. Now, let's just size up this board before we go into the battle phase. This was the turn that I was talking about at the beginning of the video. So we have 1, 2, 3 Clear Wing, or excuse me, Crystal Wing Synchro Dragons. We have 1, 2 Clear Wing Synchro Dragons, and then we have a Clear Wing Fast Dragon. So I guess you could say 3 Crystal Wings and 3 Clear Wings on the field, and obviously all of them have a level of negation. They're going to attack each other, and let's just look at the fucking amount of negation that's trying to activate. I think every single card on the field is like trying to negate something. And I was like, I don't even know what the fuck is going on. The only card that didn't activate one of its negations was I believe the Clear Wing Fast Dragon, but ultimately, you know, the side doing the attacking is going to win. It's kind of crazy. Even with that massive board, he wasn't even able to win the game that turn because Reborn Tengu is just that OP. And could we see a comeback? No, we're not going to see a comeback. That would have been just ridiculous if he somehow would have been able to break this board with double Crystal Wing and double Clear Wing, but it was not meant to be. I really was watching the duel, and when it got to the point where there was like the 7 dragons or the 6 dragons on the field, I was like, how the fuck is this chain even going to work? Because every dragon is going to kick in and try and activate its effect. But I guess as long as you're attacking and you get the, you know what, I'm not even going to try to explain the chain lead because I don't fully even understand it. Sometimes I just watch stuff and I know that I'm entertained without fully understanding what actually is going on. This is one of those duels. So anyways, if you guys enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. Thank you guys for watching as always, and subscribe if you have not already.